I interpret how to do a very simple hairpiece using what I have available: bougainvillea, Song of India, strip cuts of red tea leaf to add color, and fern. This fern is called shinobo or rabbit's foot. And then you need, I use raffia to do my binding. And so basically you take your bougainvillea, and because bougainvillea have not enough stem to work with, you have to pinch it very tightly on the bottom. And that's what I'm doing right now, is just pinching the bougainvillea at the bottom and holding it together with my forefinger and my thumb of my left hand. And I would say, if you're going to use these bougainvilleas, I would go with at least 5 to 6 separate bougainvillea bunches. And so that's what the bougainvillea bunch would look like. You can go less, but I would not suggest more, because it's quite hard to even grasp the bougainvillea without a stem. And I went around twice with my raffia on the very bottom, not the very bottom, but about that much, so that I'm grasping some of the bougainvillea at almost the end, and I'm pulling very tight, and I tie a knot. And this way the bougainvillea cluster stays together. Otherwise, if you just try to do the bougainvillea and then add, it's not going to stay together. So this is your foundation. You start with the bougainvillea. Now you're able to add. The next thing I add is the Song of India. I take the leaf, fold it in half. I take the next leaf, fold it in half, and I go the opposite side. Then I take my raffia and I just go around one time. I don't need to tie a knot, just to secure it. Then I get my ferns, and having snipped them down to I would say about 3 to 4 inch fern pieces, I now just add them on the bottom, going around, surrounding my little hairpiece. As you can see, I'm just adding and adding. I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 of the ferns going around, and then again just twist it one way and twist the other way, but this time you're going to tie a knot. Sorry, a half knot, not a full knot. And so now it's together. As you can see, that's the bottom. Okay, and I'm ready now to add the tea leaf. And I fold it again in half, going the opposite of where I put the Song of India, on the opposite side, so that you can see one goes there and the other one will go on the opposite side. Fold it in half, making sure that the right side is showing in your fold. And then you go around one way and go around the other way, and now you are going to tie a knot. So if you think that you need more raffia to work with because it's getting too tight, then by all means use a longer length. And so for now, before we add the final piece of the scented flower or the orchid or plumeria, that's what it's going to look like. and it's tied together. If I shake it, it's not falling apart. And so when a lady goes to put this on, she can easily put that on there after snipping the raffia off and bobby pin it. So that's one using the pink. I'll do another one again to show you. Oh, I'm sorry. And then I just spray it with the water to keep it fresh and alive. Oh, where's my... Okay, I'm going to show you another one using the purple. Now this is a longer piece of raffia, but instead of cutting it in half, I am just going to use the raffia in its entirety until I know that I'm safe to cut it. So you can do that. Just use one long piece of raffia. I would say leave about 8 inches on one side. Okay? So you gather your bougainvillea. So with these individual bougainvillea, use the bigger of the flowers rather than using the small tiny buds. So right now I've got about 6. I want to add more. 7, 8, and 9. So that's what 9 looks like. Okay, that's your cluster. And I got it pinched at the bottom, and I've got my raffia about 8 inches long on one side to my left, and I went around twice on the bottom, not the very bottom, but about right where the flower starts to join the stem. I tie it really tight, and tie a knot. Okay, and so there's your start, and that's the beginning or foundation of your hairpiece. Now I'm ready to add, and I'm going to do a different way of adding the Song of India, which is just straight up. So you've got a point, and again I go left and I go right. Now I'm going to add the ferns. So 1. Now this is a different way, and even though it has 3 little ones, I'm going to put it there to give it fullness and a little longer. So you can see the fern is sticking out more. You can do that because if you just use a single one, it's not going to be as long as those on the stem. And that's what you do. Just go right around. Okay, and again with your raffia, go one time one way and one time the other way. Okay, now you're ready to add the tea leaf. Fold it in half, opposite side of where the Song of India is popping out. Fold it in half, put it there. So your thumb and now your forefinger and middle finger are actually holding your hairpiece together tightly. Sorry, that tea leaf came loose. Again, we go left once. You can go once or twice, however comfortable you are, and right. Now I'm going to finish it off by tying a knot. And please be sure you tie you keep it tight, and you tie it very tightly. And this way the flowers will not fall out. Now I can cut an equal length, and I've left this much on to add the smelly flowers or the flowers such as the orchid or plumeria or whatever flowers they're going to add to that. And if they want more fern, they can also add more fern and make it a real big bush like a corsage. And that's it. Okay, and that's our mini hair pieces used in bougainvillea, Song of India, strips of red tea leaf, fern. I have two types of fern. This is the shinobu or rabbit's foot, and then I also have the leather leaf and the raffia, and that's it. So you see the bottom and you see the top. Okay, good luck. That's it.